Hi, Brittany. It's a pleasure to meet with you again. How have you been? Tell me a little bit about what's going on in your transition.
I've actually been doing pretty good. I have recently cut back. Um, I have been trying to become a social smoker,
Mm-hmm.
what it's called. I basically only smoke when like our friends get together with us or
Mm-hmm.
we are going out on the weekend or something like that. Um, I have been sober at work.
Mm-hmm.
It has definitely been a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
It's like learning the job again almost. I look at things in a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a challenge, I have to
Okay.
admit.
Yeah.
When I first came here and we did our first session, I was so turned down to the idea of cutting back or quitting. And now it actually seems possible. Like
Mm-hmm.
at first, it just all sounded like gibberish,
Mm-hmm.
and like I didn't see where it was affecting me, and
Mm-hmm.
I felt like everyone else had the problem. But now it's kind of clear and apparent that maybe it is a problem. Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe smoking does have some major effects
Mm-hmm.
on my life and things in it.
Mm-hmm. So in the past, we talked a lot about how different the transition would be for you, and how different life would be without marijuana as you knew it. But you've been able to make that transition um, pretty well, would you say?
Yeah, I wouldn't say pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
It's been going fine. This is just the beginning. I mean, like I do have a hard time with dealing with my boyfriend. Like he doesn't understand what I'm doing or why I'm trying to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not quite set in with him yet. So
Mm-hmm.
at home, when he's just randomly smoking just to be smoking,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not,
Mm-hmm.
it's just kind of like I'm being a party pooper, or
Yeah.
I get the looks from him when I turn down,
Mm-hmm.
him passing the weed, and I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
no.
So it definitely hasn't been a completely easy transition,
Yeah,
which we
no.
knew it would be, somewhat difficult. I want to ask though, on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the weakest, excuse me, 1 being the weakest and 10 being the strongest, how confident are you in your ability to make this transition?
Um, I give myself about a 10. Like
Okay.
I've been doing good so far. It's just when you get put in those awkward situations
Yeah.
and the fear of not knowing how your relationship would change with people,
Okay.
because you don't have that common interest
Yes.
anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You will begin to see who your real friends are,
Mm-hmm.
who's around you simply because you're you,
Yeah.
not because you all share interests and a bad habit.
Yeah. So you're having trouble finding common ground with that same social group as you had before.
That's pretty much it. It's just how you're looked upon when you decide that this isn't what you're gonna do anymore. Like you're not taking this route. And I have to say, so far I haven't been faced with that challenge, because like I said, I still smoke socially. At this point, I'm just cutting back, and the only challenge I face now is my relationship with my boyfriend, and at work, how different it is for me at work. Like I said, it is like learning the job all over again. So of course my productivity isn't as great. Um, it I kind of feel like I don't think or move as fast, and I may be, I may be. It's how I feel. It's the toll it's taking on my body. It's just a personal observation.
So in a sense, you feel that you've been going through with the withdrawal period. You've just noticed some differences within your body and yourself.
That's pretty much it.
How have you been navigating the challenges that have arisen up to this point?
I pretty much can give you a good example. The other day, me and my boyfriend were just kind of like chilling, and we were supposed to get up and go and get dinner together, and he started to smoke, and I didn't want to, and he was just kind of like, he called me a buzzkill. So I just told him, hey, stay here, enjoy yourself, I'll go pick up dinner and come back. And he was cool with it. I try and remove myself from the pressure, like that's all it is. It's just pure pressure. So I try to remove myself from that placement. So that's why I said, when it gets to the point where I'm turning down smoking with my friends, introducing that to them, I can see that being.
Do you think that's a good option for you, to be able to just remove yourself when the situation isn't, in your favor?
No, but right now it seems to work. Like, I don't want to not hang out with my friends because I'm not smoking. I hope that they would accept it and just like let it be. But right now that's what works. Just removing myself from the pressure. Eventually, I'm sure I develop other ways to deal with it. But right now, that's it.
What other ways would you try to approach that situation
outside of just removing yourself? I mean, I still smoke cigarettes. I can go and have a cigarette while they smoke. I mean, I'm still kind of removing myself from it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's not completely like shedding my nightgown or something because I don't want to do drugs. It's just a temporary fix. Like, while you guys do this, I'll do this. Or
so it allows you to still be a part of that social scene.
Yeah, but I'm just not smoking what they're smoking. I'm just smoking something else.
And how's your comfort level been with that? Have you been, still kind of anxious at that point while you're smoking a cigarette, or are you just feeling?
I have increased my my cigarette.
Okay.
Like, the number of cigarettes I smoke during the day have increased.
Okay.
I am maybe at a pack a day now. Beforehand, I was doing about maybe 8 to 10, more or less. Just depends on what I was doing, but I have increased cigarette smoke.
How do you feel about that?
It just comes with the territory. I feel like I'm just substituting, and eventually I'll get confident and I'll be not so anxious and worked up over the situation. It'll become natural, and I won't use cigarettes.
So you have an end goal, an end future for the non-cigarettes that you want to take in a day, which is really good. I totally commend you on that. Have there been any other issues? You mentioned your boyfriend. So has there been any other significant impacts other than when you all are doing something together and he wants you to smoke, or he's encouraging you? Has it had any other impacts?
No, I am just lucky enough to have a supportive boyfriend. He just doesn't get why I'm doing it right now.
Is that really important to you that he gets it at this moment?
I need him to get the long term goal. I need him to get the bigger picture versus, right at this moment. So sure, he doesn't understand it now. I mean, for someone who's been smoking since they were 14 or 15, these little changes, it's a difficult thing to grasp, especially when, like I said, the person, I really can't explain to him why I'm doing it right at this moment, which I know is kind of bad, but I get the bigger picture. I see an end goal. I get what I'm getting at the end. Sitting here with you, I can't explain these sessions to him and go word from word what we talked about in my train of thought. But I internally get it. I understand. I know what I'm supposed to be doing, and
that's really fantastic.
Working towards.
Do you think he would be receptive to joining one of our sessions?
Anything is possible because, like I said, walking in here, I was just to the point where, you weren't going to tell me anything, you weren't going to convince me of anything. Nothing was going through my head in terms of quitting or slowing down or anything like that. I was solely here because I had to be here.
Yeah. Well, I think that you have made great progress, especially since our first session. So what do you see as the things that you really want to work on from this point?
From this point on, My ultimate goal is to quit.
Okay.
Like, I really want to quit. I have a very positive attitude about quitting. I do want to encourage my boyfriend to maybe slow down. I just like that's my end goal. I want to quit, and I want to be able to deal with the situation a little better as far as the like transitioning from the transition with my friends.
Okay.
Like,
what do you think would help with that transition?
Like, I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Like, how do you, like, well, like I said earlier, I guess you'll see who your friends really are when you go through something like this. I mean, if they're your true friends, then they'll support you, and you know, they'll stay behind you and see you through it. But if not, you know, they'll be done with you.
Well, I definitely, like I said, commend you, and I think you have made great progress, and your attitude is totally, you know, switched around. I think for the next time we meet, we can talk about strategies to help with those social interactions, and you can continue to observe how those are going for you, the tactics that you're using. So we have a toolbox, you know, that we can use when we're in those situations. And I encourage you to continue.
Thank you. Sounds great.
Thank you.